Hi guys, I hope you're well. This recording is just to focus on the political function of the media, which I did mention was going to be in your part. So even though you should all be working on learning unit 1, like I said, you need to go ahead a bit and just work on the political function of the media, because that's half your POE. So as I explained in our previous collab, go back, focus on this section, and then go and do your assessment, and then go back to the rest, because then there's still plenty of time throughout the semester. So the reason why you are needing to focus on the political function of the media is that the second question of your part is looking at how the media can be used within a political environment. So using the May elections as our case study, as our focal point, and how you are working as a media liaison, and how the media can be used effectively, ethically, to be able to speak to not only the larger issues at hand, but also how the different political parties can make sure that the media that they're releasing meets the parameters of what is okay and not okay to do within media. So if we have a look here, so it's page 188 of the textbook. So just for those who are, well, for all of you using the textbook, I'm going to flip between this and the notes, but just to show you what to focus on. So first of all, the fact that the media is there to inform about political developments, guide public opinion, express different views about political developments and decisions, to criticize political developments and decisions. So when you are thinking of the media and you're thinking of how a political party uses the media, they have to think about not about brainwashing. We don't use smear tactics in the essay. We don't go in an accusatory manner. So our politics are meant to be run in a much more clean fashion. And with that in mind, it means that those that are working within the media department for a political organization, so EFF, DA, ANC, IFP, the lot, they have to be thinking about how they're using the media to spread awareness about their message, their perspective, and what makes them stand out from other political parties that are available for us to vote for. So this is where looking at that informing of the political developments. So what goes by their mandate, what they are doing, guiding public opinion, helping them to see, this is what we want to do. Currently, this is what's happening in our country. Do you want those kinds of events to still take place, or do you want to see some form of change? Again, it's not about attacking, smearing, pointing fingers, even though we know that our political parties do this sometimes in an underhanded manner. But it's to try and guide public opinion, not force opinion, not take away the freedom that our democratic society is allowing us and is meant to be present. Here they're able to express different views. So here so what you guys might have noticed during the elections, how different political parties paid to have space within newspapers, online, different TV platforms and what have you. They would pay to be able to express their views, and also they're able to help society see their perspective. It also means we also had platforms where media was used, where political debates occurred, not quite like they do overseas, but where different people from different parties came together to express their own perspectives. And also then there's to criticize political developments and decisions. So with that, we've got to think about, in all of it, what we're thinking about is how this how political parties are using the media in an effective manner. So, for example, to criticize another political party, there's got to be foundation to it. There's got to be actual evidence to it. It can't just be an accusatory attack with no foundation to it. So that is the first element that you would speak to. The other thing is speaking to the media through pluralism. Okay, so let me just zoom in so that it's big on your side. So to empower the media to perform the above functions, we've got to have this concept of media pluralism. And when we look at that, if we scroll down here, where it talks about what this actually means. So there's media pluralism and social plurality. Sorry, it's been a long day. When we talk about social plurality, see, I'm tripping over my tongue again. Plurality, we mean that we're acknowledging that there are different political, social, cultural, economic differences, that there's differences within our views, our beliefs, our cultures, our backgrounds, our everything. And what this means is that our media has to reflect that. So it's not right in a media environment for them to only focus on one political party or one political viewpoint. So even the SABC, while being funded by the government, by the ANC, they still, by law, had to give airtime to the DA or the EFF or IP or whoever chooses to pay for that airtime. And ANC had to pay for their airtime in that same manner. So it's the idea that we have to have variety to make sure that everyone has equal, some form of access, not equal access, but equal opportunity to some form of media, so they're able to get some form of information on the political landscape and what is going on within our politics. So those are the first two main focus areas for that question of your part. Remember, in our collab next week, I will be breaking it down in a lot more detail and in the NSS, but I did want to get this to you now because I've had a few questions earlier. When you talk about your plurality, it's now that my brain has said you can't say the word. There's 3 levels. There's macro, meso, and micro. So you can go and read up on those 3 different levels. But what is important here is that if you choose to speak about these, the micro, meso, and macro within your essay, remember, be aware of word count because you do have no more than 1,000 words, just to ensure that you are focusing on the right aspect that works within the context of the assignment or the part, and that you're not just talking about them to fill space because you don't have the space to fill. So just read through the 3 different levels and see which one works best, or which aspect of plurality works for your argument when speaking about our political representation and media coverage as it needs to be done in the part. Then finally, what you will see is, I'm going to swap over to the, no, actually, I can just leave it on here. It's the same thing, is talking about our normative theories. So these normative theories are how we work within restrictions on the media or our press freedoms. This came up for those who have done Journ previously. It's all about whether we are working within one of these 4 concepts. The authoritarian theory, which is looking more at your Soviet states, where you are told exactly what to believe, what to think. Your communism, thinking North Korea, Russia, China, where there isn't freedom. Then we have our libertarian, our social responsibility, and then our Soviet communist. So that goes with our authoritarian. There's bleeding or merging between those. So you guys are going to be looking at libertarian or social responsibility theory. I would personally focus mostly on social responsibility theory because that is the media's responsibility to inform, educate, and help us understand the political environment. So the media have a responsibility to us to make sure that even if they're getting information from political parties and whatever, that the information is still truthful, accurate, reliable, that it's not there just to, spin tales that are never going to come into existence. So for me, the social responsibility theory is quite an important one. and works quite well for part 2 of your, question 2 of your part. But the libertarian can also be used as well. So when you're looking at this, the question, this particular question, or question 2, what you're focusing on the whole time is your perspective, that you're looking at the fact that you're not just talking about the media in general, it's speaking to the political media, so looking at how the political party is using the media itself effectively. So it's not just about the media in general talking about politics, it's how it's being used by a political party specifically, and then in other instances talking about politics in general. So what I should be able to see, so here you'll see there's the breakdown on pages 191 through to social responsibility is page 194. Okay, remember there is a digital copy of the textbook, the one I'm busy scrolling through now, in more resources. So you can't say that you didn't have the textbook. You have a digital copy if your hard copy has not arrived. But you need to read through these 4. And again, because of word count, please don't explain to me all 4 theories when it comes time to your assessment. Only speak to the one that you feel is relevant to the actual question. If you feel that speaking about any of these theories is not relevant, then you are going to choose to leave that out. I'll speak to that more in the NSS. But I want you guys for your part and for what to focus on in terms of the political function of the media, you are going to be focusing specifically on page 188, like I said, all the way down here to page 194. So that is the particular section that is relevant for question 2 of your part. So once you have gone through that, you should be able to have a look at that question. You should be able to have some understanding. And then in our NSS, I will break that down further for you guys and make sure that if you have any questions, I'll be able to answer them then. And if you need any guidance, you'll be able to, again, ask questions, bounce ideas. And what is most important when you are doing this, just to say, find examples. Find examples of how the DA represented themselves within the media, or where it said this is a paid article from the DA, or where the SABC have you could link to a video footage or radio a recording of where it says this has been sponsored by whoever, whether it's ANC, DA, whatever. But find real world examples. Find examples from May where the media was used in an effective or ineffective manner by the political parties to support your argument, because even though we still have a small word count, you still need that evidence to show the application of the political function of the media in a real world environment. So I hope that helps, and I will speak to you guys next week online. Chat soon. Bye, guys.